Hello, my AM Studies 340/FM 350 students. This is Professor Donald Earl Collins. I'm coming to you today to talk about your week 8. Your week 8 is essentially a week off from in-person, and or if I knew I had COVID and still could function, virtual classroom time. The readings are due this week. I believe you may have a reflection due at the end of the week. I can't recall because I'm looking at two syllabi simultaneously. Let me take a second to look at that. Yeah, you do have a reflection due at the end of the week before spring break to reflect on the first half of the semester. Some of you did that with me out loud in class last week. Others of you will have to post something or other. This is a week really where you can do one of three things, and you can do some combination of them even. Since you're not going to be in class on Thursday, and if you don't have class on Friday, you can take off early and head for home for spring break or wherever you plan on going for spring break. Hopefully be safe, stay safe and sane, and we'll see you on the other side, hopefully healthy. There's also the idea that you can just veg, not do anything this week except for a reflection. But the way you could handle this is take the couple of days that you normally would spend perhaps reading and perusing some of what I would assign you reading wise, and instead work on your projects. Get that work done, and so that you're off to a good start. Or spend some time narrowing down your work. You can do that too. Also, this is a good week to contact me. It's a good week to reach out to me and say, Professor Collins, I'd like to talk to you about my project. I don't feel like I've got it fully fleshed out. You noted X, Y, and Z about my project. I'd like to understand more about what that means for it. Or maybe I don't like the project idea originally proposed to you. Let me try something else. My office hours are on Thursdays between 12:30 and 1:30, but I have time, basically, mostly between, say, 10:30 and 2:30 most days, particularly Mondays and Tuesdays. I can make room for time on Friday if necessary, and certainly there's always time during Thursday, since that's class time. And since we don't meet this Thursday, there's a lot more time to talk to me on Thursday, including at the time we normally meet to a point, right? And I'm at home, so dinner might be going at 6:30, so probably not that late. So there are hours to meet with me. But I just want to make sure that you understand that while you're off from not being in class and reading more material, you're not, you can make it a combination of not being completely off in terms of working on your projects. This will come up again in a few more weeks, I believe, at the end of March, so that you can get in your first drafts. So what is that, Mark? We meet March 17th. If I'm right, March 17th, March 24th, March 31st, you're off the following week, but you have a first draft or you have a second draft due at the end of March, and I believe you have a second draft due after that. So you have time off to get your work done. You only have one book to read the remainder of the semester that is for seminar purposes, for the discussion purposes. It's another memoir. It's much better written than the first one. Not that the first one is bad, but this one's really well written. And it gets into all kinds of educational and professional issues that Nieto sort of kind of sweeps through, as if she had a straight glide path to everything. So there's that. Let's see, I'm trying to think. The main thing, though, for those of you who either have comments saying I've approved of your project, but it's too broad, and so on and so forth, is to talk with me. For those of you who have not submitted proposals, and there are still 3 students in the class, active students, who do not have an extension for extenuating circumstances, who have not submitted a proposal. And I asked you to do that by February the 27th. We are now past February 27th, so I need y'all who have not submitted a proposal to get in, to talk to me. At this point, I don't want you to sneak in and just submit a proposal. Because that's not good enough. If you're going to be this late in submitting a proposal I originally asked you to do by February the 13th, then I'm going to wonder if you're able to do the project at all. And so I need you to send me an email. I need you to send me an email and ask to talk to me at some point, one-on-one via Zoom or some other means, right? And I need to talk through what your project's going to be if you plan on doing a project, if you're going to be able to get it done within the framework of the class. Are you going to need time off? Are you going to need a withdrawal? Are you going to need an incomplete? I don't know what you need. What I do know is I don't have something from you of significance. This class is project based. You're supposed to be doing a research paper and a presentation. The whole class is designed so that you have time for doing that. And if you are not willing to even do the proposal and get that in a timely manner, how can I expect you to do a full first draft or a second draft or even a final draft, a third draft, for third and final draft at the end of the semester? Um, I don't know how to expect you to do that. All I know is that I don't have something from you of significance and I haven't heard from you. So please contact me. If you do not contact me, certainly by the time we go into spring break and then afterward, I am going to know that you, for whatever reason, cannot finish the work for this class. And I will probably be far more rigid about, well, let's say, assisting on alternatives to you doing your project, because at that point we'll be past the halfway point of the semester, and this is a 2-month process, right? It's 2 months, and you're already behind 2+ weeks. So I don't know. I mean, you tell me. Do you really think you have enough time to do this and get an A? Ultimately for that project and presentation, ultimately for your course. It might be ungraded in process, but I do have to come up with a final grade at some point. And right now, 3 of you are not looking very good in terms of what that final grade could be. So get in touch with me. For the rest of you, carry on. You are moving. You're doing well. Even for those of you who have broad topics, at least you have a topic. You have something to work from. That is more than what I can say for those of you who have not submitted yet. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a good week. For those of you who actually do plan on doing research on your projects for this week. For those of you who might do some during spring break and use the time then, that's fine. Otherwise, try to get some rest. Try not to overdo it during spring break just because the CDC and our government seems to be saying that the COVID pandemic is over, even though 60,000 people are getting sick every day and a couple thousand or more dying every day. Does not mean that the pandemic's over. The pathogen has not gotten the news for whatever reason, so be careful out there. Have a good and try to have something of a restful time.